All right, so today we're diving into a really profound talk by the spiritual teacher Acharya Prashant. And he tackles a question that I think many of us have felt, even if we've never actually said it out loud. It's a heavy topic, for sure, but the answer we're about to unpack, it's surprisingly liberating. So let's get right into it.
So here's the central question, right? What do you do when the desire to live itself is gone? It's that feeling of emptiness, where the future just holds nothing, and the present feels like a total drag. The source material actually kicks off with someone asking exactly this. They feel lost, like they have no big purpose. But here's the twist. What if our whole way of looking at this is wrong? What if the problem isn't that we're missing a desire to live, but that we're trapped by the desire itself?
We're all taught that to live, you need some kind of motivation, a reason to get out of bed in the morning, right? Find your passion, set your goals, build this amazing future that's going to pull you forward. That's the standard advice. But the source we're looking at today is about to flip that entire idea on its head.
And we really cling to this belief, don't we? We're always thinking, oh, if I just had that one big goal or found that amazing passion, then my life would have meaning. Then I'd want to live. But the argument here is that this constant, non-stop search for a future reason, well, that's exactly what's making the present feel so empty and awful. It's like we fundamentally misunderstood what it even means to be alive.
Okay, so here it is. This is the core, really counterintuitive idea from Acharya Prashant. He argues that the very thing we're all desperately searching for, this desire to live, it's not the solution, it's actually the trap. I know, that sounds like a total paradox, but stick with me. Let's break down what he actually means by that.
So check out this equation. The desire to live equals to postpone life. Just think about that for a second. Whenever you say, I want to live a happy life, where is your mind? It's almost always picturing some future version of you, right? A you that will be happy sometime down the road. And while you're doing that, you're completely missing the only life that's real, the one that's happening right here, right now.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly, the huge difference between these two things. See, desire, that's all about the future. It's about mental movies, fantasies. It keeps you stuck in this waiting room, always hoping for something better to finally show up. But life? That's totally different. It's the raw, unfiltered truth of this exact moment. Life doesn't care about your 5-year plan. It just demands your full, undivided attention right now.
So the crucial point is this, and it's a big one. Living isn't about constantly projecting yourself into the future. It's about being radically, completely available to the present. It's a huge shift in mindset from being a planner to being a participant. Just being ready for whatever this moment throws at you without needing some kind of guarantee about what's coming next.
Okay, so this whole readiness thing, what does that actually look like in real life? If we're not supposed to be driven by future goals, then how are we supposed to function? Let's dig into the practical side of this, the actual steps for living in the present.
Okay, so think of it this way. Life is just a string of moments, and each one asks something of you. The work really is to just see what's right in front of you, right here, right now, and give it everything you have. Everything. You pour all of your energy into it, and then, and this is so important, you just let it go. You become empty. You're not carrying baggage from the past. You're not worried about the future. It's like if you're in a conversation, you're not just waiting for your turn to talk or thinking about your to-do list. You are just there, 100%, listening and responding. That's it. That's the practice.
And this quote from the source, wow, it just captures that state perfectly. Whatever I had, I gave you. I am empty. I am finished. It's that feeling you get after giving yourself completely to a moment. There's nothing left, nothing held back, nothing saved for later. And in that feeling of completion, there's just no space for desire or regret. You're simply done with that moment, and you're ready for whatever's next, if anything is.
So when you start living this way, something really incredible starts to happen. Your whole relationship with time, it just transforms. You know that feeling of time either dragging on forever or just flying by? Well, that's directly tied to how engaged you are with what's happening right now.
And we've all felt this, right? That tick-tock, tick-tock. When you're waiting for something or you're bored or just feeling totally unfulfilled, you can feel every single second. The source actually calls this experience a kind of hell. It's this constant, painful awareness of your own inner emptiness while you just sit there watching the clock. But then, here's the alternative. When you're completely absorbed in what you're doing, just totally giving yourself to each moment, you completely lose track of time. An entire 80 years can feel like it passed in the blink of an eye. And the source calls this a huge blessing,
to live so intensely, so fully, that you don't even notice when it's all over. So, the key takeaway here is pretty profound. Your awareness of time is basically a direct measurement of your suffering. When life is a joy, when you're totally engaged, you forget to look at your watch. But a life like that, a life so deep that time just melts away, that doesn't just happen by accident. It takes a certain kind of courage.
And that courage, well, that brings us to maybe the most provocative idea in the whole talk. To live this way, Acharya Prashant says we need a certain kind of gundai. Now, that word doesn't translate perfectly, but think of it like a spiritual boldness, or maybe even a sacred kind of rowdiness. It's not about being a bully or destructive. It's about having the inner guts to live by your own truth, especially when it's not easy.
So what is this boldness? It's the courage to say no to things that are just meaningless. It's being able to walk away from situations that are sucking the life out of you. It's about refusing to be a victim of your circumstances, refusing to let helplessness become who you are. It's having this fire inside, a kind of non-negotiable dignity.
So what gets in the way of this boldness? Well, look at these 4 words right here: safety, security, stability, settlement. Our whole culture is obsessed with these, isn't it? We're always chasing safety. We crave security. We build our entire lives around being stable and settled down. But the source argues that this obsession, this need to create a totally safe, predictable life, is the very thing that kills that adventurous, bold spirit that you need to actually live.
So, okay, if we're not supposed to be chasing safety and a settled life, then what are we supposed to do? Does that just mean we should live recklessly? Well, not exactly. And this leads us to a final, really powerful metaphor that completely redefines how we think about commitment and purpose. And this is it, the final and maybe most challenging thought of all. Learn to get caught in beautiful traps. So instead of trying to avoid all attachments because you're scared of being trapped, the advice here is to choose your traps wisely. Find a cause, a truth, a love so beautiful that it's worth being completely captured by it. The example given is the revolutionary Bhagat Singh, who consciously chose his funda, his noose, for a cause he believed in more than his own life. So the question this leaves us with isn't, how do I escape life, but rather, what beautiful trap is worthy of my life? What cause, what love, what truth out there is worth being completely and utterly consumed by?